I think there's a very good chance that Elon will already have a settlement by 2025.
I mean, if he doesn't destroy
chance.
himself because he's a crazy dude.
No, I totally agree with you. Like his energy is so intense
very
right now.
erratic,
He needs to learn how to control that.
Start doing cocaine. He needs to slow that shit down.
What up, world? And welcome back to another peaceful episode of the AmeriPodcast. Episode 150. Today is still Friday.
We made it.
We made it,
yes. We made it. 150.
We're there.
Let's
And by we're, I mean you guys. Congratulations.
You've been along for the ride.
I've observed.
You've been talking shit that we can't even get to 50 for long, so you've really been inspiring and motivating us.
I'm
for a
glad
long
I could.
Yep.
I'm happy.
It's all because of you.
We're all triple that now. I just want to let you,
Well,
know. You think we could have made it 50, now at 150, so we're triple what you thought we couldn't do.
You guys are killing it.
Thanks.
Couldn't have done it without our assistant, though. Fluffy, you are our assistant producer and, well, behind the scenes guy, you know.
Yeah.
For the topics of this episode, we were like, what should we do? And we were like, let's just dunk on Nelson.
Yeah.
Oh.
Be the entirety. You actually think we told you all things? That's not what we're doing. Now we're actually just going to dunk on you.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
This will be great.
We talked about the over-under game about like the last. It's just over-under Nelson.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's going to be fun.
No, just kidding.
Fluffy.
Oh.
There's a little. If you're new listening to this podcast, Fluffy had some doubt that we could get this far.
One third of this.
I don't want to say I had doubt.
I had a little bit of doubt.
Hey.
I mean,
Yeah.
If we would have talked about like 4.5 years ago that we'd still be doing it,
It's true.
I would have been
very surprised. I just had no expectations.
you guys were just very early in the process,
True.
and there
It's
were
true.
conversations taking place about maybe episode 150, and I merely mentioned let's get to 50 first.
Yeah, it's a good. That's a good
Like
point.
I just manage expectations.
It's important.
I just wanted to make sure,
And then we took it
With the cart
extremely
before the horse.
personally.
Yeah, and I'm glad you did.
And this
Because
is
look
the
at where we
only
are.
reason we've kept going.
Apparently, the main motivator for a few of you.
We've said it before. We've solved all of America's problems.
Yeah.
We did it like
Yeah.
in the
Go
first
back
10
and
episodes.
listen. We're going to do a little retrospective, and if you doubt us, just go start at episode 1, and you will find that by the time you get here, all America's problems have been solved.
For example, the
Not
Postal
implemented,
Service
but
would not be going bankrupt right now if Trump had just listened to our former episode. Yeah, but instead, he put DeJoy in there.
What a
fucked it all up.
Jeez, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
But we solved that issue a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Who we got here today, Buck?
yeah. Well, we've got the original crew, literally, and our most regular special guest, Nelson Parrish.
Am I the most regular?
Yeah.
The most
Yeah, I
regular
think so,
special
yeah.
guest?
Definitely.
Oh, dang.
This
All
is
right.
this is
Followed
the
by
true,
Jordan.
this is like
Yeah.
the true party crew.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Ooh.
Yeah, the original.
This is where
I
it all
actually wasn't
started.
there for that.
This is where it all started. Well,
That's right.
it technically started on a camping trip, but
Yeah.
we won't get into that.
Yeah, that's another history lesson that we don't know.
But it's Friday. It's still June 4th. And
Still at the compound.
as you can see, the sun has settled from where it was from episode 149.
As you can see if you're watching the video, not as you can see if you're listening to the podcast. Just to clarify which medium we're working with here.
Although by the timbre of my voice and the rhythm of my verbiage, they may also tell that it's later.
It's later in the day. Cheers.
And on that note, I'll start with myself today. I'm your host.
Oh!
Holy
with the
shit!
mezcal
Have we ever
guardrails.
Mezcal
have we
guardrails.
ever done that before?
No, this is
Total
amazing.
curveball. Total. I like
Did
love
you
it.
save this for 150 episodes?
Yes, I've been secretly planning it. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Please
Podcast
introduce
over.
yourself first.
Yep. So I'm your host, Blake Mannion, and then also with us today we've got Tyler Grillo, our West Coast correspondent.
Hello, everyone. Glad to always be here. Once again, very happy to be in person because I don't get to do that very often, or even be in the same state as most of the people on the pod. So, grateful for that. Here we go. Let's fuck it up.
And Nelson Parrish as our guest for episode 150. So glad you could make it, sir.
I'm glad I could join, and also in person with everybody. Tyler came a long way.
Just for this.
You brought gifts.
And I brought gifts, snacks.
Yeah.
So many snacks, so delicious.
My best friends
Yeah,
and
happy to be
allies.
here.
We got snacks and supplies. Sorry for the red hot chili peppers there.
Yeah.
And then John Kelly, also with us this evening.
Yep. Good to be back. Thanks for tuning in, listeners. Appreciate it.
We can scare you away with 149. You're like, uh-oh, what could be next?
We're like number 5.
Yeah.
And also with us, John Anderson.
Hello. I like you guys moderately.
Yeah. I agree. It ebbs and flows.
I feel like there was way too much praise happening right now.
No, that's
Dude,
legit.
it
I just
bring
want
us
to
back
bring
down.
it back down.
Someone had to do it. Someone had to do it.
Totally legit.
It's like there's so much positivity. I can't handle
Oh
it.
my god.
You're such a great force.
Yeah.
For keeping us through.
What are we doing today?
What puts us in? You want to describe the game for us, John?
Yeah.
So we're doing a overrated, underrated, least favorite for a retrospective back on the podcast.
Ooh.
So
And-
anything to what?
Episode 1 to now.
December
149
2016,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
4.5 years of bullshit.
Yes.
Great.
So very broad. It can be about the podcast. It can be about the world. It can be about you, I guess.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, this is a retrospect. This is our
Yeah,
show. You
it's
can talk
about-
about yourself. If you
Yeah,
want.
it's about-
That's totally
the most
fine.
undervalued aspect. Of
Yeah.
Blake,
The-
what is your most undervalued? Like, I'm curious.
I was joking, man.
The most underrated part of this podcast is me.
Always. Yep. Yep.
Oh, man.
And then
I
we're
was
gonna
say Ike, but you know.
Oh, hell yeah. And then we're going to do some predictions for what episode 300 is going to look like.
Woof.
Or the world is going to look like at
Hint, hint.
episode.
Lasers.
Yeah,
Hint,
yeah.
hint,
There's only-
gone.
yeah, yeah. And there's not one.
Does
That's
that
the
mean
twist.
no lasers as in world peace? Or.
No,
We're
it's
going to
like there
find
is
out.
no-
We're going to get that. We can't put the cart in front of the horse.
All right, so we are going to start with overrated, underrated.
Underrated.
Underrated. Yeah, specifically underrated.
Who would like to go first?
You would.
Oh, man.
Tyler would.
Hold on.
I got an idea. You got one. You got one. You got one.
We felt the panic.
Yeah.
I'm still
I got
panicking.
I've got one.
Yeah, I got one.
I've got one. Mine would be number 1, Blake's post office standing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Very
put it in the
underrated.
intro too. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty legit. That's pretty legit.
Yeah.
The other one would, in a more
Appreciate it.
serious note, would be the Apocalypse episodes.
Ah,
I really
Yeah.
like those.
those were great.
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean,
I'm very proud of
I mean,
those.
not to toot our own horn, those are really interesting. If you want to go back and relive some past trauma from the year, or to just figure out what people were doing other than yourselves, it's actually a really nice listen. That's
Or
really
if you somehow unveil this in the future in some time
Yeah.
capsule and you want to know what's happening during the pandemic, there are a few tidbits. I wouldn't say that they're like what you should take, but they're anecdotes. They're anecdotes.
I would say it's the closest we've come to actual reporting.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty
That's,
cool.
that's completely fair.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
well
completely fair.
That's factual.
Yeah.
done. Love it.
All right, I'm gonna go
Good.
most underrated. Scaramucci as the press secretary.
Oh,
The fact that we had a basically cursing Guido standing in the White House yelling at people.
before he even was supposed to be on, like
Yeah.
it wasn't even
He
started.
wasn't,
yeah,
it
quite
wasn't his
literally.
official start
Yeah.
date.
Have we ever
That-
had a
that's-
Guido in the White House?
No, and we need one.
I feel like probably.
No, Laura and I talked about this. No.
No, probably. Yeah.
Oh, you
I-
mean as president?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
In the
I
White
thought
House,
you
yeah,
meant as, like,
probably. Yeah,
staff.
I'm sure on staff. Yeah, I'm sure on staff.
Somebody's walked through, certainly.
Yeah.
There's definitely been a Guido.
Through the White House.
That's right. That's right. Good one, Kelly. Good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Plus, we got the concept of a Scaramucci
Yeah.
as
half
a measurement of time,
Yeah.
which
So
I
good.
really. I saw
like-
the other day
Which
that
is still a little fuzzy, but.
yeah, I think he was like, because Trump's blog they shut it down, and he was like, Trump's blog didn't even last 3 Scaramucci's. Scaramucci, he tweeted that.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
See,
Oh my
that's
God.
so good.
I just want to qualify that Trump had his blog taken down.
No,
It wasn't shut down, right?
No, I think he took it down.
Trump took it down.
Yeah, because it wasn't getting enough traffic. and he
Right.
was
I just
boo-boo-face.
the way that it.
Yeah,
I felt like the way that you said
yeah,
it
yeah,
sounded
yeah.
like it got shut down.
Womp womp.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
shut it down. Anyway,
Yeah,
which is
it'll-
great.
It's like that's the kind of stuff that you see, and it's like that's going to be fodder for like shows and cartoons for years to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was Scaramucci
Yeah. That's real.
for sure.
Oh my God, so good. So good.
Uh,
Nelson, what you got?
You got one?
So this is gonna be a little awkward.
It's fine.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Sure.
Mine's a little
This is-
self-indulgent, so.
Well, mine are almost entirely self-indulgent. So I have to make a slight confession. I
Oh, jeez.
Haven't listened to most of the episodes.
Oh! So you're saying the podcast is underrated? That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
So we're underrated?
Yeah.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah. That,
Oh.
I love that. Yes.
I listen to tidbits but I don't consume it on a regular basis.
Amazing. Well, you're never going to be vetted back.
So, with that in mind, my underrated is the first podcast that I was on, and we talked about the national parks because I was super prepared for that.
You
Yeah,
printed things out.
Oh yeah, I had notes.
That was a really good discussion.
There's been a couple times we've taken it very seriously, and I've always been super appreciative of that because I try to, but I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't, and it's because of this. When you work in the pod, I don't think any of us expect anybody to listen to it. You know, and being a musician,
No expectations. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, listeners. One more than I expected.
it's like being a musician. Like, you don't listen back to all your live shows. You might do it at first,
Yeah.
you know, but you don't because you just don't. Like, some people do, but don't feel bad about that at all. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, don't feel bad at all. I don't listen to any of them either. You know why? It's because by the time I'm done editing it, I've listened to it 4 times.
Oh yeah, no
So
question.
by the time like,
You've got a much
final
better
version-
excuse than I do, though.
Yeah, by the time the final version's out, I'm like, all right, it's good. Release the Kraken.
Or should I do mine?
Yes,
Underrated?
please.
All right. First underrated is that there's not enough commentary about how the fact that I eat an edible immediately as we start in probably like 50% of our episodes. Just want to say that's underrated.
Yeah,
To
I mean,
me, because
I
you
never
can't-
call.
Can't
call.
tell.
Never call it out. It's very unfortunate, everyone. We should talk about it more. More serious one is underrated. Our listeners, our loyal listeners.
Aww.
Everybody, you've stuck with us for 150 episodes. I
That's a
think
good
it is
one.
important to give a shout out. We got one of them in the crowd tonight.
Got a wave
Yeah.
going.
And our lovely loyal listeners. If I want to do one, I'll just put 3 in one category. But I think that also the expertise that we have from specifically two of people, but also Blake, I would say as well, because you do a lot of nonprofit work. But we have 2 people, namely the Johns, who have or currently do work in government, and the amount of knowledge that comes from those folks from having on the ground experience, I think is underrated.
Well, thank you.
Dude,
That's
for sure.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah, that is very nice.
That
of
is
you.
very nice.
Thank you.
Way better than mine.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough episode.
I first talked about myself eating edibles, okay? So I started low and I went high. All right,
I'm gonna
This is
kick-
very anti-Scaramucci right
I'm
now.
gonna, I'm gonna kick the praise peg out from under your feet.
great.
And I'm gonna say my most underrated for our podcast are our memes.
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, good
Our
meme
memes are
game.
good.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a lot of them, but our memes are decent.
They're pretty
You know,
solid
they're-
memes.
And like if
Don't
you
think
haven't
Yeah,
seen
feel
our
shame.
memes, you gotta look at the memes. It's
Looking
on
at
the
you over
website.
there. Feel shame.
Yeah, you don't like our memes, huh?
Yes,
He doesn't
he
know
doesn't
those
know
have
we have
memes?
memes.
Yeah, he didn't know we had
That's right.
So,
Follow us on Instagram, you asshole.
Oh man, that's
Wait, we have an Instagram account? No,
AmeriPod.
seriously, what's our Instagram?
It's AmeriPod.
Oh, well, now you guys know too.
Yeah. Kelly
I
is
didn't
not on Instagram.
All
right.
Our Twitter handle is unfortunately not AmeriPod because there's a construction company that has that. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, it's like
That's
a
legit.
storage.
So yeah,
company.
check out our memes
that makes
because
sense.
I've done a few of them. I think Anderson, you've done a few of them.
That's right.
But like they're funny.
I have a strong meme game.
I think they're funny.
yeah. I mean,
That's good. That's good.
I feel bad.
You want
I'm,
to see one?
I'm sorry.
Let's do a
that
live
I
reaction.
don't think I
Live reaction.
don't
No,
think
no,
we've posted one in a
Live,
long
live
time.
reaction. I want to see a live reaction.
Oh
He's
gosh.
not
me.
gonna laugh. He's not. It's gonna.
Yeah,
be
no,
really-
this is
Yeah, this is
now.
not going to end well.
Yeah,
This is-
I don't think you're.
No, but
going
what I
for
was going to say
This is great
is
content.
Let's pick out one. Let's pick out one.
This is also
This is-
really
this
great
is good.
content for the audio medium.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is-
yeah.
this
The
is
audio
gold.
medium's
This is
loving us showing pictures, it's showing memes.
It's
We're
the
really
21st
killing
century.
it.
If you're not on Instagram or YouTube, you're missing out. So, I don't think we should do that.
No. All right, well, let's move on to overrated.
yeah.
My
Go ahead,
Underrated.
and then we'll figure this out.
Huh?
So
So that was
Overrated,
underrated.
underrated.
Now we're doing
Doing
overrated.
Yep.
We did. Yeah.
My overrated is live podcast that we do.
Because we think they're going to be good.
No, because it's very personal. Because it's very hard for me to do podcasts in person. Turns out because I'm so used to doing them on the computer, and so I always find it to be fucking hard for the first 10 minutes.
Right.
I just don't have my jam going. I don't know.
You gotta get into the flow for sure.
Yeah, well, and it's just human interact. Mostly, I could just look off into the distance, and there's no humans there, and then I'm just kind of talking to nothing.
Yeah.
I was editing a podcast today, and one of the guys speaking was talking about creating content and being unique and branding, and he's considered an expert in the field. And one of his comments was, most people in podcasting and branding in general try too hard. And that's not what people want to see. They just want to see you be yourself.
Yeah.
You guys definitely aren't trying.
No, we're not.
I don't think
You
so.
guys
I
are
think we're
killing
just
it on
being
that
ourselves.
Amateur plus.
All right. So
Yeah.
Fluffy, you saw one of the memes. What'd you think?
The first one I saw was very complicated. You should have gone with the Star Wars themed.
Ah,
that was
shit.
yeah.
Alright,
I appreciated that one a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, listeners, go to our Instagram page. Look at our memes. Tell us
Yeah,
what
I'm
you think.
gonna follow you guys
You can
now.
add
Or
some-
us.
But
As the
decent,
case may be.
decent. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down.
They're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It needs work.
Kelly, overrated.
All right,
Or-
I gotta go with my overrated. Overrated. Okay, I'm gonna go overrated. Donald Trump's spray tan in the second half of the
Okay.
presidency because I thought it didn't glow as much as the first half. People still talked about it,
Right.
he was super orangey and
yeah,
pumpkin-y,
yeah, but
it
no, it
just
wasn't.
didn't pop as much.
He couldn't
Just
hit
didn't
those
pop as
tanning
much.
booths. I mean, let's be real. You know how they say every
True.
president ages 20 years and 4 years or whatever it is. We can tell by the way Donald Trump's tan. I think it's a combo. To be honest, I think he has a combo between.
You think he's got a little bit of the actual, a little bit of the spray?
No, I think he's got a little bit of tanning bed,
bed.
and then he has a little bit of spray. I think he has both going on, and that decreased. So that's how we could tell that he was stressed out. That his fake tan wasn't as good.
Has
Or as
anybody
orange as
made?
it is.
You guys need to make a meme of a spectrum of the.
Which one do you prefer?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the-
Just
with the
lightest to
toast?
darkest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you spit through it on a color wheel, would it
Now we're talking. This is good.
I'm
This
gonna
is
do
good.
that. I'll set that up.
Yeah.
That might be the next meme.
Now we're talking.
Perfect.
I like it. Nelson, overrated?
Meme creator.
So, I didn't really understand the premise of the underrated, overrated. I thought we were talking about underrated, overrated for the episodes.
Could
of
be.
the
Yes.
pod.
Yes.
It
and
could
yes.
be
Which
anything.
is where I'm
That's
rolling with
acceptable.
this.
That's acceptable.
Overrated episode 50.
Oh, such a dick.
That's fair.
Such a
That's fair.
dick.
That's fair.
All
Well, that
right.
will not make the preview.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my prediction right now. Episode 300, overrated. Episode 150, coming right for you.
Yeah. This is guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
That's fair.
We were. I mean, we're still kind of honing the craft at 50. Not that we're any good at it now, but we were worse.
Yeah,
then.
you guys are sharp now.
Yeah.
We're killing it.
That's right. That's right.
That's
All right, my overrated is more just content. My overrated, and this is almost stupid and a little too easy, but I gotta do it. My overrated is Trump, and why I
Okay.
say that
Alright.
is that everyone blamed over the last 4 years, everything is Trump's fault. Trump didn't start white supremacy. Trump did not start racism in this country.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that shit has been here from the very get-go, even before the country was founded, from the very early days of colonization. It's all about that shit. And all he did was reveal what is already there. And it was not even just him, right? There are other socioeconomic factors, late-stage capitalism. There's a lot of pieces going into this, social media being a thing. And he is just a catalyst and happens to be a great manifestation of the id of America.
The
But-
id of
Yes,
America,
Yes,
no doubt.
but he
Yes.
is
No doubt.
not.
Preach.
He
Preach.
is not the central figure
Tell
of
it
this
to
fucking
me.
story. And as we will all see in the next 150 episodes, shit is probably not going to also be great. Now that Trump is not president, does not mean this problem is going to go away. It is going to morph and perhaps get worse in different ways. I hope not. And that's partly what we try to do in this pod, is make it not get worse, but it may, and therefore Trump's not.
As we talked about in 149, it is already metastasized, and
Yes,
now we're just in a
yes,
fight, and we're
yes.
going to see who wins.
No, that's pretty similar to my overrated, which is the righteousness of the Republican Party.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Super.
Oh, that's close to what my least favorite was going to be. But yeah.
super overrated, and it's super attractive on like a Crusades level. You know, like there's to me that's the vibe I'm getting. It's like this people are on this crusade level. We want we must vanquish the enemy, and like justice is coming for you. And there's so much talk, though, I think probably more than we'll see with the Crusades, because you're not going to have hopefully not a lot of funding towards that. But I think
I could get into the whole part about how there are serious evangelical right-wing Christians who believe that if there's a holy war that started, the apocalypse will happen.
And then Jesus will come back.
Right.
Yeah,
Jesus will come back. And they are funding that right now.
Yes,
and they're pushing that hard within their own government.
There's a documentary
Mike
about that.
Pompeo is one of those people.
The family.
The family. Everybody should watch The Family on Netflix.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess in a way that is a form of that money. Yeah, being involved in that. But just the righteousness of it, I think, is super.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Good
But
one.
maybe the righteousness in politics in general. Because
Yeah.
it's there on the left too.
Yeah.
Is that Goose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is there on the left. Yeah.
Because it is, and I get that. There's a general righteousness for people who believe that they're right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the reason why that happens is because people feel underappreciated.
I would say it's a combination between feeling underappreciated, but also it's the social hierarchy, right? And I think the underappreciation comes from that social hierarchy.
Sure.
Right?
Like they want to be
they want to
boss,
be,
or they want to be right or in charge.
Exactly. Yeah. And so this is a very tribalistic way of feeling like your team, at least.
And I think the reason why they feel that way is because they're not getting it at where they are. Like if somebody came to them at their level and was like, "You are enough," I don't think people would feel that way. But to be enough, they think that they need to be more.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The quest for more. That's right.
So.
All right. Least favorite.
Re-recording episode 3.
Oh, that was dark. Those are dark times.
Was that episode 3?
Fair.
I think it was
Sounds
episode
right.
3.
Yeah.
That was my least favorite part of the podcast.
Yeah. I think I
Listeners,
remember that
John,
entire day.
very early days, John's entire thing got erased, but we were early.
No, I
days.
just didn't record it.
Oh, you didn't record
I
it
think
at
I
all?
just totally fucked up.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't
Like,
even hit
John's-
start.
yeah,
I think it was
so then-
I'm pretty sure I'm hit.
Full-
So then
yeah.
Blake and John had to go back through and recreate the conversation. Didn't right? You
I
listened to
literally-
what we had and tried to review.
So I would have it playing in my ear, and then I would be like 2 seconds behind what I was actually saying, and I was trying to like reproduce the whole comment.
oh my
To
god.
give you guys an idea, it was basically feedback from somebody else's recording that I enhanced for him to hear this
Oh
part.
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I remember sitting there in your house and being like, I think you said this.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know. I think I might have said this. And I was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Either way, you're just recording. It's fine.
And we went bit by bit by bit. That's when I knew we were gonna do something with the podcast.
Right.
We
I was
were,
like,
we were
yeah,
gonna last
we-
more than 10.
yeah.
We were gonna last more than 10 because I was not gonna walk away after
That
doing
was
one.
literally the moment.
Yeah,
Like if
wow.
we just said "fuck it," I don't know how long we would have lasted, but
Yeah.
we did that, and it like set the tone. But
So
that
fuck that noise.
good.
that being one of the episodes I have listened to, it's flawless.
Nah.
Nailed it.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Love it.
Maybe twice, cut twice.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, yeah, my favorite. I mean,
No,
obviously,
we're doing least favorite.
Least
Least favorite.
favorite.
Least
least
favorite.
favorite.
These are hard choices.
Come here.
I mean,
There's so much shit to choose from.
least favorite is that we have to be doing this podcast.
Oh, good one, Kelly. Good one.
I
Good one.
mean,
That's heavy.
it is heavy, but it needs to be said.
Yeah.
You know, if we're going to get heavy with a lot of stuff in this episode so far, and I'm not good at just like tooting my own horn about good and bad stuff, but like, I love the fact that I get to see you guys all the time, but
That's true.
I don't like that, you know, we have to get together, we talk about a lot of really negative things that happen in the world, and it's a reminder every week, and I hope that, you know, one thing I hope our listeners take away is that I view this as a thing that we talk about serious issues and stuff we should all be concerned about. and we try to bring some brevity into the situation at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not so heavy all the time, but there's a lot of issues out there, and we should all try to do our best to continue to be good people and to support good work in local communities, state governments, federal governments, just the work of humanity together.
I'm fully with you. I would love to transition this podcast to let's talk about goofy shit.
Yeah.
We talk about hockey.
Let's just talk about fun pop culture things that don't fucking matter at all.
Totally.
I wish we could do that. I was hoping we were going to be able to do that after the election. We can't. We're in a fight, and we're going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought
Which
that
is pretty
once we
incredible.
started doing it, we would just walk away. You know what I mean? I never thought we would just walk away from it because there's always a deeper level to go and to talk about.
Yeah.
But Trump was such a legitimate threat to democracy.
Well,
Still
the
is.
Trumps,
Still is.
the
Still
Trumps
is.
are
Legacy.
probably a family that we're going to have to deal with for decades down the road.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry to have you guys.
No, it's
No,
real.
it's
We
good.
need some. We go up and down this podcast. We go up and down. How are you going to follow
this
that?
beer's a little too light, so
Least favorite.
Goose barking at planes.
Well,
Always.
that's a real thing.
I mean, come on,
Episode
I really enjoy it.
I was gonna say all 145 episodes I'm not in.
No.
How would you know you haven't listened to them?
Yeah.
Boom!
Are you only in 4?
No,
you're
I don't-
more
I feel like
than
it's
that.
6 or 7, maybe.
Yeah, you're more than that.
So.
Is it 6 or 7? Okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever episodes I'm not in.
Yeah, what is you're not in.
Whatever that number is.
I just don't like those.
Great.
I love this tactic that Fluffy's got going on now. He's basically reversed the dunk on him to I'm gonna
Fight the good fight.
Fucking nailed it. All right, my least favorite. It's a little serious, not quite as heavy, but also serious. Is and kind of plays off yours actually. Is the last round is the sanctimoniousness on the left. Actually,
Yeah.
this is
totally
my least
nice.
favorite.
Yeah,
It's
totally
like,
fair.
yo,
Yeah.
I learned something 3 weeks ago, and now I'm gonna scream in all caps at someone on the internet about it, as if this is like
It's the
common knowledge.
left's Karen, dude. It's
Yeah.
the left's Karen.
Yeah.
It's like, I learned 2 things. Let me tell you everything. that's wrong.
Yeah. I'm like, listen, you need to go on this with compassion. You need to understand that a lot of people are just not educated. Yes, there is I think a small swath of people who are have bad intentions or malintentioned and are just out for themselves and are greedy people. That is real, and we can dunk on those people all day, but the vast majority of people are uninformed and do not know, and it helps nothing to come in and be like, I know more than you, and you're stupid, and in fact, in some ways, often reinforces the what I'm now going to try to refer, because of Isabel Wilkinson, as caste in our country, where it's like more educated white people dunking on like working class white people, and that helps nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
100%.
Well, and it sucks too because like that pretentious vibe has always been there,
Yeah.
and now it's just like, it's like now everyone's using it as an excuse almost.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that
It doesn't mean you don't do it. It means that it's the calling in versus calling out.
it became an internet kind of meme, which is this is how we got Trump,
Right.
where like you'd have a bunch of left people screaming at whoever, and someone would tweet it out and be like, "This is why we got Trump."
Yeah, right.
And it's people in Ohio who are not pumped about hearing from the left coast and what they have to say about how people in Ohio live their lives.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's also an amalgamation of what is called the cancel culture right now. Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's based more on the idea of the left canceling people for saying stuff.
yeah,
It's for like hating freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it just happens with righteousness on either side.
Yes.
It just right now it's manifesting itself more. On the left side.
Nobody's hands are clean.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think that like we've talked about this too. Like we're actually living in like one of the most or least violent times in history.
Yeah.
And like the way that this would have been
I think
dealt with
the
2,000
least
years ago
violent.
is
Yeah.
fist fight in the street or sword in the back. You know, like
100%.
so like
Yeah.
and I was having this conversation with this gentleman this morning about this, you know, and like how it like things ended in violence back then, and that they are, but they're not.
it's more low
You know,
key.
so there's like this tension still.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
unresolved
there's
tension
definitely a
because
tension.
there's not as much violence, you know?
Yeah.
So
I had
They're
like
brewing.
yeah. One of
which is
for a lot of people.
Which is why we have
part
to
of
get
what's
off the planet.
terrifying.
Yeah.
I know John's favorite.
Well,
right
one of
there.
my somatics
Party
teachers,
planet.
one of
Yeah,
my
there we go.
somatics teachers, shout out to Richard Sturdley Heckler, said this one time, and it blew my mind. And honestly, I will probably still be chewing on it for a long time because I feel like I don't fully understand it. But the phrase was, "Violence is the absence of conflict," and I was like, "What?" And then when we asked him questions, broke it down. He's saying like, when you're in conflict, that means you're still in a relationship with someone.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
When you are no longer in relationship and you're out, then violence occurs.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's when you have like dehumanization.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
And so I hope
The
that we're able to
othering to
actually
its
stay in
extreme.
the conflict and stay in the conversation, even so that we can at least do that. Because once we break the conversation, then it's just violent. Then it's this: the other is wrong and and we have to get rid of them. So I
Sure.
hope that we do
Yeah.
not get.
Yeah, all lines of communication cease to work at that point. You know, so
Man.
yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
What's your over or least favorite?
Least favorite, Blake. Least favorite. Being the guardrails.
Yeah, being
Calm
guardrails a
down.
lot. Just keeping track of our asses.
Editing.
I think maybe.
I can't say that actually. Enjoying the pod's been one of, editing the pod has been one of my favorite and most fruitful things. You know, I've not only because
That's
I
next
get to
round.
not only because I get to listen to the content 3-4 times over,
Oh,
but I learned that much more.
wow.
Which was one of the major reasons that I wanted to do this podcast with you guys, was for my own education. You know, like forcing myself to stay up with current events. You know, and to come to the table with something. So no, it's actually really benefited me that in 2 ways. One that way, and then the second one, like now I work full time as an audio engineer. So I cannot complain. I wouldn't have been able to do that without the podcast.
Well, hell yeah.
So
yeah, that's your
No.
favorite. What's your least favorite?
Yeah. Hold on. I just had to defend. I
So
had
we're
to
gonna
make a
ping
defense.
pong.
I had to
Right.
make a defense of my most favorite.
Okay.
Or is-
We'll
find out.
got there.
I'd say though, yeah, just like here's the thing is I have heard the whole like Kelly, I think it was you that mentioned the negativity earlier, like how we have to talk about negative things, and unfortunately I feel like because of that, like I am more in tune with those events that are happening in the world around us. But because of that, I have learned to develop a filter, because you can't talk about this stuff with everybody. And I have been told, you know, that I am negative in that regard. So I think that would be my least favorite thing is
Become more negative.
not that I've become more negative, but that people see me as negative because I report on these things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because you're more informed.
it would be
Because you're being a buzzkill.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And so like
Turns out.
I feel like I actually
Country's
have
kinda
been
sad
able to
right
talk
now.
to less people
That is true.
about these topics as we've done this podcast. I can't talk to as many people as I used to. I feel like more and more people continue to shut off and shut down.
Honestly,
That's totally fair.
and that's a
that's
lot
totally
of like I did that a lot
Yeah.
where I used to just like to sit around and shoot the shit talking politics, and I don't do that very much at all anymore.
Well,
and like the
Who do
time
you do that with now?
exactly
Us.
the time, like I save my politics time a lot of times for this time.
Mm-hmm.
And then if people like deeply want to get into discussion with me, sometimes I'm literally like, I have a podcast, and that would be the place to like find my thoughts on this, because it's, especially during the Trump administration, it was too overwhelming for me.
Right.
I just couldn't like have a there. It was
casual conversation.
there, that
No,
didn't
no.
exist
No.
in my world.
As
There
it
is-
shouldn't.
as it should.
As it shouldn't.
There was a line in the sand that was
Democracy.
clearly drawn with Trump,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to like just casually step over one way or another. And I think that a lot of people feel that way on both sides.
Yeah.
You know,
And I
it's
think
the
that's
same
gonna be
way with
hard
the Trump supporters.
Yeah, it's hard
You know,
going
they-
forward. They're like, well, your guy won now. And it's like, yeah, but your person tried to dismantle democracy.
Yeah.
So
And is continuing
and
to
it's
do
continuing
so,
to try.
as is his party.
Yes.
It's, yeah, if he could just shoot some more par threes, he'd be totally fine.
Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
just fade away into the sunset. I thought that he was really rich and that he didn't really care.
Uh-huh. Isn't that?
Yeah, he's not.
He's not.
Turns out he's not.
Well,
He's not.
You get to choose, right? One of two things: power or money. Trump has never really had the money, so he's still going for the power. You know, like
That's right.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. He had the money at times. He had
Yeah,
the money at times.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
When his dad gave it to him.
Yeah.
yeah.
$1 million. That was nice.
Before he could spend it, he had the money.
All right.
Literally.
Should we move
He's
on
just
to
got, he's
favorites?
just got a lot
Yeah,
of assets.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
to
Not a lot of
favorites?
liquid cash assets, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
My favorite is seeing you guys.
Oh, that was on my list too. Yeah, buddy.
no,
Yeah,
that was-
I love all you.
That was number
Yeah.
one.
That was a horrible.
Yeah.
And
oh,
then
god damn it.
second thing of my favorites is being able to have free therapy sessions.
Oh, yeah.
John, I never would have expected this was like cathartic for you.
Yeah.
To be able to, like, come on.
You've paid for it.
Yeah. You paid it a different way. Yeah. The least favorite. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
Oh,
it.
yeah, it's so good.
My favorite, for sure, 100%. I don't remember what episode it was in, but the fact that it's recorded for posterity, at least in this set, that I said that Trump should be beaten by a dominatrix on a regular basis,
Yes!
is something that I will cherish until the day I die.
You know what?
So-
Still true. Still true.
Yep.
Still factual.
I
We'll
remember
probably
recording
do
that
him well.
episode.
Probably
Yeah.
will do him well.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I think we were at Soul Salve Studios.
No, we were
We
in
were-
Golden.
John remembers.
I know.
It was a great moment. It's because it was a pinnacle moment. Pinnacle pod
That was
moment.
one of my
That
favorites.
blew my mind.
That sounded pretty sure, so I will not.
Well, I was like, I got to remember this one so I can go back and delete it later.
Nelson fave.
Gonna have to go with episode 150.
Wow. Because you're a part of it.
Because I'm in it.
Yeah.
And we made it.
Yeah, you
We
made
made
it.
it.
Well,
We made it.
you guys have forged ahead. And, you know, you guys haven't ever done a podcast all in one place like this, have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
Did we do it with me? Was I here?
Yes, you
yeah,
were-
I was
yeah,
here.
yeah,
I was here.
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, that's right. Christmas. Yeah.
All right, well,
I thought
just
it might
rained
have
on
been
my
4th of
parade.
July.
That's all right.
Maybe it was 4th of July.
You
I
and
don't
I
know.
did one too on the 4th out here.
Okay.
Maybe we've done both.
Totally
Anyways.
is.
But having the whole crew together.
Yeah,
It's been a long
yeah,
time.
yeah. Not this full crew. Yeah.
No, we haven't done this.
This
That's
full
nice.
crew.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
no.
That's right. That's good.
I made a mistake. I made the mistake of pet and goose.
yeah,
yes,
you
Now
know,
I was excited.
my favorite, and again, I don't remember exactly what episode it is, but it's the Tech Talk. And listeners, you should go back. You should go back, listen to the Tech Talk. It's a fantastic episode. Fantastic. Like, 5 stars. It's by far my favorite. And yeah.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do
I'm
another.
Podcast is
We're,
done.
we're gonna do another
We're
one.
done.
Yeah.
Oh man, Tyler, that's so good.
Do I? No,
That
you go
made
back and
me
find it. Go back and find
So
it.
happy. You got to find it.
You got to find that
We
episode.
don't remember which one it
We
is.
don't remember,
but
we
just
don't
go
remember,
find
but
So
it's
good.
the best
That's
episode.
so
Oh my
I'll,
Classic.
I'll start at 1 and I'll report back.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you
Report
go.
back when you find it. Report back when you find it. For love of that. Yeah, great. What's your favorite? You're like actually looking at episodes.
Because I can't remember
It
which
doesn't have to be
one
an
it
episode.
was.
It can be a thing.
I know. I'm gonna play on what you did. I'm
Oh,
probably,
you actually have an episode that you like the most.
I probably will edit this out, but
Clap so you know where it is. Clap so you know where it is.
God damn it! What was the number of the episode that we skipped?
69.
Was it 69?
No, I don't know.
No,
Skipped
no.
69?
We skipped an episode
We
and
did
we didn't
skip
say
an episode.
anything about it.
Yeah.
Really?
Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
fucked up the numbering because it was in my
Yeah.
journal.
Yeah, because
But
you did the
I-
math stuff. Yeah.
And I missed an episode, I
Yeah.
think. And then I just went through, and then you weren't there, right?
Hilarious.
And so it was like, what episode are we on? And I just looked back in
Yeah,
my
I was
journal.
like,
Yeah, I think it was it got to be like 110,
Something like
100.
that.
It was
Right
around there.
114.
114. Okay, so favorite episode?
No, don't say it. Just don't. Don't go there. We don't need to have that discussion right now. We don't. Don't worry about
What
it.
is happening?
It's totally fine.
What
It's
is
totally
happening? It exists
It's
somewhere.
totally
114
good.
exists somewhere.
No.
my question is...
No, don't do it. Because we're going to have to record another one of these. So don't do it.
Okay, anyways.
This isn't 150.
Is this or is this not episode 150?
Stop. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. It is.
We make the rules.
This
This
is
is our
actually
podcast.
past
It's
150. We
actually
didn't count the apocalypse episodes. We
Yes.
didn't count the apocalypse
That,
episodes.
yep.
So it's actually past 150.
Yeah. No, I'm aware
Oh,
of
man.
that
I
too,
actually-
which
I
I
think
also
we're
have
just
qualms
gonna
about.
We're just gonna keep this whole scene.
Keep it
Yeah,
in.
yeah, keep
it in.
It's in the pod. It's in the
Keep it
pod.
in.
So that's your favorite.
Yeah, episode 114 is great.
Yeah. Go back and
Check it out.
listen. He was great. Guardrails. You were probably blocking Mel back then. I don't know.
I think
No,
that was-
Modelo.
Oh, he was still Modelo.
I think
That
he
was
was
definitely
Modelo.
our most like flawless episode.
For
Well,
sure.
we've had
There
other
was zero flaws.
Flawless episode.
Zero
There were
flaws.
other flawless episodes, but that one was just like
Flawless.
Chris.
Yeah, I would say like we're 65-70% flawless. That was like 100%.
It was 100% flawless.
Easy.
100% of the time, or it works.
70% of the time, it works
90%.
100% of the time.
Yeah.
All
Does it
right.
make any sense?
Some good numbers in there.
What is it? Sex Panther.
It is
Yeah.
Sex Panther.
Great perfect.
Yeah, it's Sex Panther.
Yeah. So that's my least favorite, or most
favorite. It could be either.
Whatever it
Could be
was.
either. All right.
Other preferences.
So
That
now-
mezcal's delicious.
Okay. So now we turn our attention to what we think we're going to be talking about 150 episodes from now. That will be episode 300. So listeners, again, especially anybody who uncovers this in some time capsule, you can see if we're correct,
Which we won't be.
which we probably won't be.
Yeah.
But I don't
That's
know.
just
We're
how
going
the
to try.
future works.
We're going to try.
I do have a question
Yes.
before we get to
43.
predictions.
Okay.
43.
Correct.
Okay.
Or 46.
Either one
42.
works.
42. Fuck me.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
could
46.
say 60.
420.
You could. Ooh. Anyways. Anyways.
I'll go- all right.
69.
Very
but,
true.
So somebody help me out here. Roughly, how much time will have passed?
It'll be
4.5
like
years,
December
let
of
us say.
2025.
Okay,
Yeah, so
good.
it's been about
That was my
4.5
question.
years since
All
we
right.
started. So it's
Potentially
about
January,
4.5 years.
February 2026.
Yeah, so we're
Unless,
talking
of
about
course,
another election has happened.
It's a year after the next presidential election.
Yeah, year after the next presidential
I
election.
mean,
Probably the end of the
date
year.
if we
should
have
probably
Yeah.
be 12/25/25.
At 4:20 p.m.
Yeah.
on June 9th.
That'd be fun.
On June 9th.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
correct.
Yes.
Mark it in your calendars, folks.
Here we go.
Should I go?
Yeah.
You start us off, yeah.
At that time in December of 2025, the Republican Party will not be one of the two major parties in America.
Let's go.
That's a big
Great
call.
prediction.
Yeah,
Excellent.
They will be the
prediction.
Democrats and something else.
Ah.
No idea what that's going to look like.
Now,
Did
I'm
you say
going
that
to
might
call
still
it the
be
Tea
called
Party
Republican?
Lib Tuck Party.
Sure.
the,
You know,
the
like,
tea, the tea
all
lids,
we do,
the
Yeah.
teacups,
Yep.
the
That'd be
teacups,
great.
the teacups,
Teacups.
the teacups.
Teacups.
I
There
was
it
thinking
is.
more
Found
like-
it. I knew it was
I
in
was
there.
thinking more like the "Don't tread on me" something.
Well, but here's
But
the thing.
that
Will
works.
they still be called the Republicans? But they will be like
No, I'm
vastly.
saying
You're
that
saying that the
I'm
party
saying
will
that
not be called.
so the Republican Party has adopted Trumpism,
And
I
they
think
are
Trumpism will kill the Republican Party, and
Uh-huh.
then another party is going to
it's
have
gonna
to emerge.
Okay, amazing.
Interesting.
Love it. Love it. Wow.
Good one.
Wow.
I like it. I like it.
I hope I like the
And-
other party.
And so, bringing it back
Hope so too.
to earlier,
Yeah.
how do we define one of the two major parties? It's going to be difficult. We're going to have a conversation about that. That's why the understanding if the prediction was actually correct is kind of difficult, and so that's why we can't do the
I would-
gambling.
Yeah, and I
Right.
mean 100%, and that's where mine
We'll
comes in.
contest it.
That's where mine come in, is that I think there will only be the Democratic Party as like a national party, and there will be like regional or like ideological based like sects of the Republican Party vying.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think because I think that the collapse is going to happen probably in 3 to 4 years, and then that'll be right around the next presidential right around the next presidential election, and then from that we'll see what happens. I'm not totally sure that there will be enough to like have the Democrats win majorities in the House or the Senate.
Mhm.
Like I think that's a legitimate like concern that there could be 3 potential parties in the country. There could be like
Yeah.
a
Is
really
that
far. There's a really
concerning?
in a first
Well-
past the post system. It is
Yes.
in the way
Yeah.
that our Constitution is set up. It is.
Yeah. This is the argument that John has made multiple
Yeah.
times on for a two-party system.
Yeah. So I guess okay. So that's my prediction. The Republican Party will shatter even more in the next presidential election, and there might be some kind of runoff in the election that you saw similar to ones in the past. Bull Moose Party, etc. And then my second prediction is that, and I hate to say this, there'll be more fist fighting in the streets. So
Ooh, yeah,
Get-
more violence in the streets.
get ready for that, because I honestly
possible.
think that there's a section of the Republican Party that is part Trump, part, libertarian outside of like the mainstream thought process that actually connects in a really weird way to the really leftist part of the Democratic Party too.
Yeah.
And
Well, because
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
it's not a flat line.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so
People don't.
you'll
lot of
see,
people don't know that.
you could see some Democrats leaving the Democratic Party that are on the left to like have this really, really out there.
Well, you're
party.
seeing it
So, I
now
don't know.
with the
We'll
Q
see.
stuff, right? You're seeing it now with the Q stuff
Yeah.
where these like, I'm a hippie and I just like clean eating and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, actually the Hollywood Democrats are all pedophiles and Pizzagate's real and all that shit, right?
And you're
Everyone's
storming the Capitol in a
Yeah,
parachute
yeah,
with a
yeah.
flag.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
right. So it circles back
and then
on
you're
itself
asking for
somewhere.
organic food in prison.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I
That
do
shit.
think we will be facing for the foreseeable future, a right-wing insurgency.
Yes, definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
I still can't take a civil war scenario seriously because the U.S. military is so
Yeah,
dominant
yeah.
that it's just whichever side they choose wins, and
Yeah,
that's
unless they
that's
split.
it. Unless they split,
yeah,
which
unless they split.
I think they are too coherent of an institution to split.
Yeah.
And-
I, right.
I
I
know
hope you're right on
some.
that.
I know some.
We would have
very
found some
much-
shit about
Here's
the
the thing, man.
Wait,
Like,
hold on. But I do think that we are facing an insurgency. I don't think it's a civil war, but I do think we will be facing an insurgency.
the military will not split.
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. I know several people who are in active military and are Trump supporters, and they will not do anything outside of what they are told to do.
So the only
Yeah.
scenario under which like the military concerns me is
high
what's
up
called
past it. Yeah.
well, it's called a colonel's coup,
Okay.
and so it's a form of a military coup where younger officers, so you're
Right.
talking like 40-year-old ambitious colonels, they
Yeah.
come in and implement a coup. They take out the senior military leadership. They
Right.
try and take over the military. So that is the one scenario where like those people get hooked up with Trump supporters and whatever.
Yeah.
That concerns me. But other than that, no, I think the military is
Yeah.
really strong.
And we're in a little bit of a lull right now of like street violence, right? Which is great. I don't
Yeah.
want violence in the streets.
Let's enjoy the
And
summer.
But look
yeah,
for August.
yeah, and exactly. We were talking about August earlier, like the flare things could happen there. But just generally for our listeners on the left, like even if you don't think you should fight, if there's a space and especially say like white people, like if there's a space where these right wing people are going, and even if you just add a number, if you feel like I don't want to like throw a bottle at a Nazi, that's fine. But as long as you're someone just hanging out the back, like I have been to some of these places and the mass that you have is very important sometimes. So It's not happening right now, but if this flares up, like go to those protests, even as counter protests, if there's going to be maybe like these right-wing insurgencies trying to take ground, and just be a body, even if you're hanging back, it's very important to just be there and support.
Present. Yeah, in the back of the line.
Yeah, you don't have to agree with everything. That's the other thing. Against purity, #against purity. You don't have to agree with the people at the front, all the anarchists who may be throwing the bottles in the black bloc. You don't have to agree with them. You just have to agree that fascism's bad. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do.
Pretty much.
That's all you
At
gotta
this
do.
point, it's as
Yep.
simple as that.
Yeah,
that used to
yeah.
be
Literally as simple as
uncontroversial.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
D-Day.
yeah. That's all. Yeah, all you gotta
Turns out
do
we
is
don't like fascism.
yeah. Turns out.
Yeah.
Well, most of us do.
Fluffy, what are you predictions?
Predictions.
4.5 years.
So 4.5 years.
300.
I
You
hope,
guys
we're
will have episode 300.
I hope we're talking about Christmas.
Okay. Or a war on Christmas. We don't know.
Or War on Christmas.
It'll hopefully be
the
one by then.
holidays. And then my hope would be that we're talking about, maybe some sort of initial colonization or people starting to develop living on Mars.
We're going to Mars.
Oh,
We're going to Mars,
okay.
bitches.
And
We're going to Mars.
Mars, bitches. We're going to Mars.
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
There it is.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I think there's a very good chance that Elon will already have a settlement by 2025.
I mean, if he
There's a
doesn't like
good
destroy
chance.
himself because he's a crazy dude.
That's
yes.
no, I
Yes.
totally agree with you. Like his energy is so intense
very
right now.
erratic,
He needs
yeah.
to learn how to like
gotta simmer.
control that. and
Start
direct
doing cocaine. He needs to slow that shit
Yeah,
down.
yeah, dude. He's literally like people like him with his level of, and I don't mean like I'm gonna go out and do everything I can in a day energy. I mean like he's a man of a lot of energy, and you have to learn how to contain that, or
Yeah.
it will destroy you.
Yeah.
You know,
Focus it. You need to learn how
like
to focus that shit.
literally, like exactly. You have to channel it and focus it. Otherwise, like his body's gonna start breaking down. We're gonna lose Elon Musk here
Yeah.
Well,
sooner than people think.
here's actually a prediction 2 years from now. He tries to put his own body inside of an incinerator because he thinks he can power his own line.
Now you're talking.
I think the more realistic is that he tries to upload himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
he will.
100%.
I'm sure he's already working on that.
100%.
shit.
Oh, he definitely is.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting.
amazingly, that actually, amazingly, I don't know why I said that. that relates to my prediction, which is that we will be talking about something like the Galactic Federation.
Yeah.
And some sort of alien situation. Like, you
Let's
know,
go.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going to be a place where we will know that aliens for sure, like we are all like, that is passe, that we know aliens are real. And now we're talking about, okay, but does the gray people and the reptilians, are they on the same team
Yes,
or are
they're
they
the
different
fans.
teams?
Like, who's
Yeah.
in the band
Yeah.
on Mars playing jazz when Elon Musk is, in town?
Who's in the
Yeah.
cantina?
Yeah,
Is that-
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who's beaming in?
Who's on
Which-
clarinet?
Yeah, and Xenon is
blue
real.
dude.
We're in Xenon the Zequel, and like, yeah, we're hanging out at like some intergalactic
yeah,
like
they had a
bars.
sweet space
They had a sweet space station.
Really
Yeah,
I
was that
mean-
Z3? Maybe it was Z3. by the time of it.
Dude, I mean, you just jumped from, yeah, we understand what alien beings might be on this planet to, yeah, we have intergalactic space travel to.
4.5 years. Yeah. It's my
It's
prediction.
exponential.
You're right, it is
It's
exponential.
exponential.
I mean,
It's a power
I'm with you.
function.
I hope we're there too.
Yeah.
I hope we literally explore space.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
I'd love
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, are you overlooking the fact that it could be space travel is just within our own minds, and the aliens that are coming to this planet are just able to astral project themselves to different parts of the
You
universe?
send out mechanisms that you can
Well,
then embody.
I wasn't.
This is
I
an
wasn't.
entire
I
episode.
wasn't going to go all the way here.
I
but
haven't
since
been
we're
on. I've
going
been on
all
an
the way-
alien episode. I don't get to talk about aliens.
Yeah, we haven't had yet. We haven't yet.
That's
Kelly,
true,
hasn't been on
you
one. Yeah, we missed it. Well, I will say
Sorry.
the other thing that I wonder about for has if we're going to be in discussion of are aliens gods, I think that will be another part of the
Ancient
Well, then
aliens.
They were
if we
gods.
Listen, if we get to that level, yeah, they were. But if we get to that level, you know that if aliens are real, there's gonna be cults who start worshiping it. You know
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah.
gonna happen,
There
right?
already
So
are,
like
right?
that's gonna be in
Oh,
the mix.
you just ruined the future for me.
It's like we think that we're getting past religion, and then aliens are gonna come, and then the religion is gonna come right back.
Dude, if you thought Jesus is sometimes problematic, wait till alien.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, we don't alien Jesus,
Intergalactic Jesus.
Oh,
He's the
yeah.
best Jesus.
I
Like
just
a
applied the
Christian.
last 4 years to what that would look like.
Oh,
and I was like,
no.
I'm going to Mars.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe
I don't-
maybe that's why they all ignore us. Is that
Yeah.
that's how we react to that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
they're
would
like-
even hang out with Elon Musk
We just
on Mars.
can't be
Just
trusted.
to avoid
Right,
that.
they're like, all right, you apes.
Yeah.
All right. Reining it back in.
Blake,
Blake, what's your prediction?
Yes. My prediction is that the Postal Service is going to embrace cryptocurrency
oh
in
jeez.
some form or another and will become one of the main financial institutions of the United States, will no longer be in bankruptcy or heading towards bankruptcy, and will literally become like it'll become one of the backbones of the United States government again.
Goose agrees.
Amazing.
I'm so here for that.
I am
Wow.
super here for
I
that.
love
I
that.
think
Listen,
that-
it actually feeds in well at the crypto because like that's the thing.
It'll help them come up with the funding to produce the basic income credit
Yeah.
and continue to be an integral part of small business
Yeah.
in the United States, which makes up, I don't know if you guys know, small business makes up 50% of the revenue, GDP.
Let's
in the
go.
US.
That's
So-
right.
And a lot of that relies on the Postal Service.
Yeah, that's a
my
good one.
prediction.
That's
That's
a good,
legit.
especially with the
That's
banking, like
interesting.
the
It's really
Postal
interesting.
Service Bank
Really interesting.
starting. you
Yeah,
know?
and if they embrace crypto, it's game over.
Well, and the thing with crypto is right, it's taking currencies from being based on nationality to based on, I guess, the blockchain. We don't really know what they're based on.
Well,
And
that-
what it's going to
What is the
evolve.
largest
Yeah.
mail distributor in the world?
Is it the
The
US?
United States Postal Service.
Interesting.
So they could become like the most basic form of currency as well.
Wow, Blake coming through with a real hot take.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I mean, we start with a stand for the post office, we end with a stand for the post office, and here we are.
We'll see you in 300 episodes. Godspeed, everybody.
good ending because we could have just gone.
Yeah.
That would have been another one we could have gone.
Yeah. All right.